Okay, there we go. It's working, I think. Jesus, man. Holy shit, what a stressful first fucking week, bro. Super stressful week. Hi. Hey, everybody. It's still kind of stressful, low-key. Yeah, hi, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, we'll wait for a bit. We'll wait for a bit for people to come, and then we can start talking about shit. Because there's a lot of shit that happens. And, it's made me realize a few things. Yeah. Watching your new members videos. Oh shit! Thank you! I forgot I actually uploaded it now. Like, I was actually supposed to upload it 12 hours ago. Because, you know, as you all know, fucking members should have, like, early access to videos before I upload it to everyone else. Like, at least a day or two. But, I guess I forgot to upload it yesterday. Last night, rather. But hey, it's fine. If you guys, if you're a member, you should be able to access the membership video. I sometimes forget to upload it to the members first, though. It's kind of fucked like that. What specifically got flagged? Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. We're gonna have to. I guess let's talk about that first while we're waiting for people before we start talking about like VTuber stuff. Because there are some VTuber stuff we kind of want to. I kind of want to talk about. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Jesus. All right, I guess let's talk about it for the people that are currently right here, right now. Okay. So, where to begin? It started with this. Okay, chat. With an active community guideline strike. And the reason why this stressed me out was because, okay, so just for reference. Yes, a week ago, I uploaded a demo video, basically covering like the entire thing that happened in a very memey comedic way, in a very shitposty comedic way, and YouTube took it down. Like YouTube took it down and gave me a warning and said, yeah, this has too much lewd shit in it. This has like shit that's against TOS, blah blah blah, and I removed those parts. I heavily censored the parts that were lewd, except the audio, of course, because you know, the thing about that video was because there were instances in those audios that I had to have to play for shit for actual shit post reasons and for context reasons. And when I tried to debunk those videos, those audios, I had to play that audio multiple times. Right? Why YouTube AI is so annoying sometimes. It is. Don't get me wrong, it is, because I actually tried to like fight them on that. And then I re-uploaded the video this time. Heavily censored, and I thought that was fine there. I already explained this on the people that were watching my Twitch some time ago. Your server is restricted on iOS DN. It is? Shit, man. Okay, noted. Thank you, Aurin. I'll take note of that. Anyway, as I was talking about, I re-uploaded my video, and then boom. Of course, it got taken down again, but this time I have a strike. And what that meant was that I was not allowed to post anything. Like, I was not allowed to upload videos, I can't even make a post, I can't even make a members post, and I can't stream for 1 week. Right? For 1 week. But the strike expires for 90 days. Now, the problem is, the bigger concern about that is actually the fact that, it lasts for 90 days. And there's a shadow ban that's gonna go out from that. What that means is that even if I have a strike, especially if I have a strike, that makes it so that fucking I'm not going to be able to upload videos properly, especially because I'm gonna get shadow banned. I'm not going to get put on people's recommended video page. I'm not going to put on the suggested video page, or even if I do, it's going to be very minimal, and I'm probably going to expect my videos to, in the next months going forward, to like bomb. Like actually fucking collapse. Not do well at all. And that's the more horrifying part, to be honest, right? Because that affects my bottom line. And, you know, even YouTube thinks Deme was doing it. Well, I mean, I kind of disprove the fact that she doesn't, right? But like, I was memeing about the fact that how it was funny and shit. Yeah. YouTube also keeps a closer eye on you once you get one. Yeah, no, basically. Yeah. Is it over? Well, I mean, and the thing is, and speaking of AI, I know for a fact, by the way, that AI people did not, real people did not watch this. Okay? People did not watch this because I tried to like appeal to this rather, because the first video, I specifically like the first video, I could understand why YouTube took it down, because to a certain extent I did like actually violate their TOS unknowingly, right? The second video, I heavily censored it, still got fucked, right? Now, and I know for a fact that people that no human reviewer watched it, because literally when I sent out my appeal, it got rejected within 30 minutes. The video is over like is around 30 minutes long. You're not gonna convince me that a human watched that video if it got taken down within 30 minutes. Like I think it was like 19 or something, like 18, 19 minutes was when it got taken down, and that kind of fucked me over. Yeah. So you and Rima both have now. No, not really. Rima has a warning. I also have a warning on my second channel because I fucked up the okay, so here's the thing. Before YouTube gives you a strike, YouTube gives you a warning. That's a warning is basically you get told on notice that, hey, stop doing this shit or we're gonna give you a strike. You do it again, that's when they actually give you a strike. Right? So this is why I didn't get a notification that you're live right now. Yeah, no, basically, right? Yeah. That's just how it works for a lot of these fucking things. And it sucks. It truly does. Yeah. Cause you know, but like at the same time, to a certain extent, right, I should have expected this. Like, I'm not going to necessarily blame anyone or even YouTube itself. Oh shit, sorry. I'm not necessarily gonna blame YouTube itself for doing this. Cause again, I should have expected it. Right? How do I wanna say this? I know that YouTube is a very sensitive, very like brittle platform. I know that they're gonna overreact. You know, I know they're gonna overreact. I know how they treat these sorts of content, so I should have known. Right? Like, I'm not gonna pin this on YouTube, even though I think YouTube made a mistake here. And the people that I fucking contacted inside of YouTube, like the staff members that I have an in YouTube, hasn't gotten back to me yet. I know for a fact that this is not necessarily this is still kind of my fault, right? Like, I should have seen this coming, blah 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 blah. And you know, at the same time, I'm aware of the karmic irony, if that makes sense, right? I'm aware of the karmic irony, you know, I made fun of Deme, I made fun of the situation in Deme, even though in that video, I fucking tried to disprove everything that happened. Like, I low-key was actually on her side half the time, or for half of the video, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe not on her side, but like, I was trying to help clear things up to a certain extent, right? So, yeah. This is fucked. This is fucked. You flew too close to the sun, basically. No, something Z1U, it's definitely AI, I think, because it's quite a well-known thing among YouTube creators now. Like, that's actually even what they rolled up in their new patch notes, where YouTube is gonna a lot of YouTube's moderating is gonna be done with their AI. They got a lot of their customer support specialists and shit. It's mostly AI now. And that's why it's important to have that's why, like, the strat for a lot of YouTubers, right, if you've noticed, is like they bitch and whine about it on Twitter, right? Especially if they feel like something happened, like if they got shadow banned. I mean, to be fair, I still have to understand. I have to still see if I truly got shadow banned or not. The fact that I have fucking, how many people are watching me right now? 90 viewers, okay? The fact that I have 90 viewers on YouTube right now, other than aside instead of my usual like 150 when around this time when like we do normal shit, you know, that gives me that makes me relatively uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That makes me uncomfortable. That makes me think, ooh, that's probably gonna fuck me up in some sort of way, right? I mean, I already uploaded a video for members right now. So if that video bombs to an extent that even I don't expect, that's probably I'll confirm that, oh shit, I have a shadow ban. And once I confirm that the shadow ban is fucking me up and is real, I'll have to see what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna have to treat my upload schedule for the next 3 months very, very carefully. Yeah. And I'm also gonna expect that, like, on my live, I'm gonna expect that even a lot of my regulars are not gonna be here, unfortunately. And it sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's demoralizing, right? Like, I usually tend not to look at the numbers, but when you get a shadow ban, when you know that the numbers are artificially, like, fucked up, or like you actually, like, if you know that the numbers are artificially nerfed, it's like it gets you fucked up, you know? Yeah. But shadow bans aren't real, or whatever YouTube said. No, they're real. YouTube never. YouTube always lies when it comes to shit like that. And like, it's one of those things that they don't really how do I want to say this? They don't really say out loud because they don't want to scare people. They really don't. Yeah. Oh shit, Shorty, I appreciate that. Demoralizing fun. Yeah, man. I didn't get notified for the members video or the live stream. Yeah. Yeah, some people do and some people don't. I mean, that could just be the nature of, like, YouTube live streams being icky like that. But it's the videos that people need to worry about, that I'm currently worrying about. Yeah. Could be there is no major news right now either. Well, maybe, but at the same time, it's a Sunday. You know? Or it's a Saturday, rather. So... That's why I'm gonna, okay, this is where I start chilling myself, okay? That's why over on my Patreon, that's where I uploaded the deme video. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, I uploaded the deme video on my Patreon. Members, I'm so sorry, I cannot upload this on YouTube, otherwise it's actually over for me. Yeah. So, if you would like to actually get it, you can buy it for $3, or you can just unlock it on my membership on Patreon and support me there. I have to low-key, like, shill myself hard here, cause it's scary, bro. Like, the ban on my YouTube actually, like, made me realize a lot of things. I did a lot of things while I was content-wise and, like, brand-wise. I did a lot of things to try and segregate myself, like, spread myself a little bit over in a lot of other social media. So if you look at my Twitch right now, I'm actually doing a live. I've never done this before. But now, because I know how, because I realize and recognize how fickle fucking YouTube can be, this is when I started doing it. Right? I'm actually even live on Twitch right now. Oh, hi, MZ. Thank you for the chat. Yeah, it kind of sucks indeed. It really does. Yeah. So if you prefer Twitch, or if you prefer Twitter, or going over on Twitter rather, that would be, you know, especially if you don't like ads, if you don't like the ads over on Twitch, yeah, you can go over to YouTube, or you can go over to my Twitter. Yeah. I'm starting to actually, like, commit to spreading myself a little bit, cause the thing is, unlike Rima, unlike what's it called? Unlike like, I guess Kershaw, I guess, like, a lot of other content creators that are simulcasting, I did not do this. I cultivated I would like to think I cultivated a massively YouTube only audience. I think I did, because I liked YouTube more than I liked everything. Like, when I used to talk to you guys about how much I hated Twitch, I meant that. I do not like Twitch. I'd rather not stream on Twitch, but because I got fucked in the ass, it's like, you know, ooh, my ass got set on fire. It kind of fucked me. What's your Twitch handle? Oh, it's just Depressed Nasagi. We don't say segregate, we say diversify. Oh shit, true. We gotta use the politically correct terms. True. I can't say this, especially when I'm just starting to branch out, yeah. But yeah, no, that's what's going on my Twitch currently. So yeah, if you want to see the again, oh wait, am I live on Kick too? I think I'm live on Kick. It says I'm live on Kick. Start. I just recently created a Kick account just in case. Just in case. Imagine if I become a fucking... Oh shit, there we go. Hi. Imagine if I become a Kick streamer. Fucking become a nuisance streamer enough even. Kick is banned in PH? No, I mean, I can access it without VPNs. So anyway, yeah, like I said... Like I said, if you like to watch the demo video, it's actually one of the better videos that I've created in a while. I was very proud of this video. I made it within 3 days. Yeah. Yeah, just sub to my Patreon. Depressed Nosagi. And then I also should tell you guys, while I was gone, I started uploading shit on TikTok. Cause I wanted to experiment, right? I started uploading shit on TikTok and I started uploading shit on my... Well, I mean, I started uploading shit on my YouTube shorts too. So, I don't necessarily think that this is nothing, the move isn't necessarily anything new. But I'm low-key popping off. I mean, to be fair, okay, look. Views on TikTok is not as good as views on YouTube or Twitch. Okay? Views on TikTok are not that monetizable. Views on TikTok are not that, like, you know, valuable, I guess, even to a lot of consumers. Sorry, not consumers. Even to a lot of sponsors outside the in the marketing space. It's not that interesting. And like, there's not many. The viewers there are not much valuable. A call to action is probably not going to do that much on TikTok, but at the same time, right? At the same time, didn't people like Chibidoki fucking blow up on TikTok? Isn't that what happened? Chibidoki. Actually, let me correct that. How did Chibidoki get popular? That's correct, right? Yeah, she quickly went viral on TikTok and YouTube. Yeah, okay, I was right. I'm cultivating an entirely different audience here, though. Look at this shit. Okay, my Russia video, 11k views. I didn't expect that. My Vesper short, wow, 9k. So obviously, a lot of TikToks are popping off a little bit more than others, and I think I have to work on my thumbnail game. I think YouTube, I think in shorts and TikTok, I think thumbnail is actually just as important as it is in normal YouTube content. I thought it didn't matter as much. The people I consulted with said it doesn't matter just as much, but I'm starting to think otherwise. Yeah. Shut up! Holy shit. Let's actually look at some fucking comments. Wait a minute. Let's look at the fucking comments in this fucking shit. If Russia has no more fans, it means I am dead. Will forever be a fan of hers. Wow. Yes, Brody, I did know. That's why Russia is the GOAT. How about Coco's? I still love her. Oh, by the way, the short is basically about how Russia is still the super chat queen of VTubing. Yeah. The pros of having a parasocial fan base. Peko Mama. No, I don't think so. Wait, actually, I think Russia is beat now. Excuse me. I think Russia is beat now. Let's go to super chat rankings. Most super chatted worldwide. Where's VTubers here? Wait, I can just look it up. Russia. CH. Oh, mildly, hi. Bro really said screw the members 30 minutes after an upload. Also, the video is 33 minutes. Oh shit, is that why a lot of people didn't come? Thanks, man. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I was supposed to upload that last night. Or like 12 hours ago, but like it didn't go through for some reason. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming. Anyway, yeah, we're just looking through like fucking the status of Russia's like top 3-ness. Why can't I look her up? Like Cora STH. Why can't I look her up? The fuck? The fuck? Temporary error. You guys see this? The fuck? Hey. Dude. Okay, there we go. Let's see you. What's your super chat now? 3 million. $3,200,000 and 44. Okay. So how about Russia? Why can't I find Russia? What? There we go. Jesus. Even Playboard is shadow banning Russia. Super chat. Oh shit, not yet. Not yet. Okay. Not yet, chat. 44k more? Or something? Not 44k, like around 40k. 40k more and they're actually gonna get Russia. They're actually gonna get it. Yeah. Oh, hi, Kukiko. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. God damn. Still undefeated after all this time. I think she'll get it this year though. Within this year, 100%. Did Mikineko get super oh shit. Let's look it up right now. What's her super chat here? Sorry, super chat. 500k. This channel got activated in 2022 and she's only got 500k is a lot still, to be fair. 500k within like 4 months or 4 years? Woo, that's crazy. Especially since all that money is to herself and she's a she's single now. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's just super chats, by the way. Yeah. Jesus. Imagine Hololive gets her back right as she is surpassed. I don't think Russia wants to come back. And besides, because she is terminated, YouTube will probably like sorry, not YouTube. Hololive will probably set a very bad precedence if she manages to come back after all of that. Yeah. Oh, hi, DGADN. Hey, Usagi, I hope you're doing well after YouTube exile. Had to remember my Twitch password just to follow you here. Oh, shit. No, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Hold on. I should probably, like, divorce the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat. Give me a sec here. Twitch chat. Here you go. I'll divorce you guys. One on the other side and one on the other. It's like it's like one of you. It's like both of you are getting cucked or something, bro. Yeah. Think she's single? Yeah, she's single now. She has to be single now. Ain't no way fucking any. Okay, actually, you know what? Fuck no, I underestimated. So she got a divorce with what's her name? What's his name? Amafu, right? Ain't no way that like somebody actually said, "Fuck, she's single now. I need to marry her." But at the same time, I can definitely see somebody doing that. Like, god damn. God fucking damn. Bibu is Hololive's hope. I see that a lot. I see a lot of that sentiment. I see a lot of sentiment saying like Bibu is actually carrying Hololive now or something. But I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked into the numbers. Yeah, members are gifted gives them more cut. I see, yeah. He's segregating the chats. True. I mean, I have to, right? Actually, like the other chat says, it's not segregating, it's diversifying. We gotta use politically correct terms here. We don't want to get canceled. You know, YouTube's already actively canceling my ass. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, like, we were talking about this in the context of my fucking TikTok. I opened a TikTok account, like, I pre-uploaded. I have more shorts scheduled to come out before all of this. How about the Vesper one? What's the comments on the Vesper one? Let's see this shit. Let's see. I'm so confused. I was about to go to sleep. What the fuck? Huh, okay. Can someone tell me what's happening? I'm tired right now. Do people actually talk like this on Twitter? Like, do they... not on Twitter, on TikTok. Do they just, like, say what's on their mind? Bro, you don't have to say that. Like, I mean, obviously, no hate to this person, but it's like, at the same time, right? You could just look it up. Or maybe not even necessarily look it up, but, you know. Oh, Mazuku. Thank you for coming back, bro. 35 months, too. The fuck, bro? I just opened the damn app. Imagine getting sued for this. This is not worth the content. Fucking, you think Vesper's gonna sue me for this, bro? You could have put a small disclaimer tag from the start. Careful getting sued. It's not worth the content. Where is the proof? I think there's a ton of... Whoa, wait, people actually believe it! Yo, people actually believe the rats! Wait a minute, oh my god, really? Holy crap, dude, that's crazy. I gotta bait them with more of this then. That's crazy. How can you watch a TikTok with an intro like that and actually believe it? That's crazy work, dog, and I'm actually proud of myself, low-key. So racist, I am in next. True, fuck. Okay, that's a short right there. Racist, I am in. Holy crap, dude, that's crazy. And I by the way, I do my best to like make sure that like it's a I have a disclaimer at the end of the video that it's a misinformation. Look, like, let's finish the short, okay? Yeah. Based. Like I said, misinformation, right? Like I feel like that should be obvious. Damn. My two of you got their periods, so no streams now. Oh shit, Yinka. That's good. That means they're not pregnant. Fuck, dude. It's muted? Oh shit. Sorry, what the fuck? I'm retarded. It's fine. It's fine.
So you
it's on my it's on my YouTube shorts anyway. But like, look at this, okay?
So you better watch out. Me when I spread misinformation.
Like I basically just say it's misinformation there. Like I'm just memeing along. God damn. Fuck! Now I wanna farm this shit, dude. I kinda low-key do. Damn. Oh shit, look at my fucking Genshin Impact video. 54k views is crazy. Bro, people won't reach to the end on TikTok. It's 30 seconds, bro. If you clicked on the shit, and if you have the time to comment and to watch on the shit, it's fucking 30 seconds. Holy shit. How cooked is your brain, right?
Did you know Mori Calliope used to breed Umas?
Yeah, of course, right? Of course she did. 100% she did. Oh, by the way, aside from this, right? Aside from this, I made an Instagram account, chat. I made an Instagram account. The reason I brought this up is that I want people to send me memes here. I want slurs sent my way. Okay, I want slurs sent my way. What I'm gonna do is if somebody adds me here, I'm most likely gonna accept it. I want them to send me memes. I'm also going to send myself memes, right? And if you do, we'll go over our chat, fucking watch, react to those racist memes together and shit. It's your generation, Usagi. Your generation is that brain rotted. Hey, look. I'm one of the good ones. I would like to think, right? I'm one of the good ones. My brain's not rotted. Like I can actually handle a very slow burn, a fucking movie that takes like 3 hours to fucking get to the point, like a very slow burn shit. No, unfortunately, even I don't like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. It's just here for an experiment. I'll have you know, I watched the director cut of The Lord of the Rings, and I preferred that. I'll have you know. Damn, you get cut off for a week and you go crazy. Yeah, no, basically, right? Like I had a lot of things to think over on my channel, cause it genuinely terrified me. Like again, it's not even necessarily the 1 week ban that scared me. It's the shadow ban that's gonna follow it. My brain is not rotted. Also, the end Bibu is carrying Hololive. Hey. I said a lot of people are saying Bibu is carrying Hololive, and I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. Anyway, we don't really have like, because a lot of the drama that like happened we can't really talk about the drama that happened last week anymore, chat, right? We really can't because it's past, it's already over, it's done. You know, insert more Pegasus meme here. It's done, it's over, it's cooked, or whatever. We can't really talk about that a little too much. So what we're gonna do, I think, is we're just gonna go through like a lot of the stuff happening now. Right? Yeah, we're just gonna go through a lot of the stuff happening now, which is mostly just Face Connect. I saw this clip, apparently about like how Leah actually gives a little bit more context as to what happened during the Face Connect stuff. I didn't watch this because I wanted to watch this with people, right? Especially the Face fans that may be lurking in the chat. And then whatchamacallit? I also saw that one of Panko's like long-term viewers unironically got fucking married, and Panko was in their wedding singing. Holy shit, it's crazy. I want to talk about that for a bit. Oh shit, 38k views. That's kind of huge, I would like to think. And then I'm going to talk about like Sameko Saba. Actually, let's talk about Sameko Saba now. Okay? I'm gonna talk about Sameko Saba now. Before I begin with all of this, let's talk about what happened previously in Dragon Ball Z. So, what happened previously was Saba basically saying that she's gonna pause memberships on her channel. And she said this on members too. And that she's going to basically follow us up with an even bigger update. But she basically gave us a health update where it's basically almost like well, I'm not gonna say it's almost killing her, but apparently her illness is very bad. Like, it's very, very bad. It's rendered her unable to do anything for weeks on end, for months months on end. But I'm guessing that she saw a lot of the backlash that went her way, and especially about especially around the people that actually like started canceling their memberships because they felt like Saba is not being communicative. In my opinion, she didn't have to do that. She didn't have to pause her memberships on her channel, right? But I still do think that she should have communicated better, because it's just bad practice to leave paying people without any updates for months on end and not giving them content or whatever. The least you could do, right, is actually like the least you could do is like tell people, hey man, I got an illness, blah blah blah. That way people can know what they're paying for. You know, that way people can be more aware of what they're paying for. And like, it's just a very basic thing. What's her illness? I actually don't know. It's been going on since like fucking 2022, I would like to think, right? Like, yeah, 2022 was when the complaints started happening. Yeah. To give credit, it shows integrity to pause her income. Yeah, no, 100%, it does. But here's the thing. Tomorrow is actually her fucking anniversary. Currently, it's the 28th right now. This was streamed on the 29th. And we don't know if she's actually gonna come back for her anniversary or not. I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but I feel like anniversaries aren't anniversaries like low-key a huge like plot point, especially if you're a big indie for like money and shit. That's literally an excuse to stream. That's literally cause for celebration, right? And if I go to their Twitter, nothing. Her last tweet was fucking February 6th. And I would shit talk this, not shit talk, sorry. I would like shit post on this. But at the same time, right? Like I'm low-key concerned now. We've gotten to like the scary territory. First year anniversary, congratulations. Yeah, basically, right? That's what I would like to think, Swifto, right? But it's hard. Yeah, but if she can't, she can't. No, exactly. Like, there's actually like high key, like, is concerning now at this point, right? Because like, holy shit. Like, concerned in the sense where, oh god, if it's that bad, it's that bad, huh? Cause like, I would like, cause like at the same time, right? Like fucking Nichi-sanji. Okay, look at this shit, okay? Yuzuki Roa, who has not streamed ever, fucking ever, has posted birthday merch. Birthday merch for their 2026, like consistently for this is the reason, by the way, why Nichi-sanji lost the lawsuit with what's his fucking face? Narukami Sabaki. It's because Nichi-sanji had to prove to the Japanese courts that they lost income when Narukami Sabaki did this shit. And that they were unable to do business. The fact that they were able to make money off of these fucking birthdays shows that Niji did not lose income on Roa. Like, what the fuck is this? And you have to remember, this shit, Roa doesn't get shit. If you think that Roa might be okay with this, or maybe she is, right? But if you think that Roa is benefiting from this massively, she's not. 2%, right? Fucking 2%, bro. There's literally nothing. Nothing. Holy shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I retweeted this, and I said basically something along the lines of, yo, man, I respect it at this point, right? Oh shit, Rima tweet? Yusuke Roa hasn't been live since 2021. Yeah, it's been like 5 years. Almost 6 years and still selling merch. Birthday of a corpse, exactly, bro. Like, I high-key have to respect Nichi-sanji's hustle, bro. I do. Yeah. And like, people, I'm like, dude. Clearly, English fans are very, like, very complacent and very, like, entitled. Because, like, Japanese people, the Japanese are like actually excited. It's been 5 years and they keep hoping that she'll come back. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, bro. That's real? This happens? No, I don't respect the Nichi-sanji hustle. No, it's okay, you don't have to, but it's just, to me, it's funny. Like, it's high-key funny to me. It's crazy. Look at this. I'm pretty happy that I share a birthday with Roach. Okay, no, that's different. Sorry. It's again this year, huh? There's nothing happier than this. Cute. Roa's birthday merch arrived. Yay. Bro! Clearly, this is the kind of fan base that, like Roa would have wanted, right? Oh, hey, that's my tweet. Crazy, bro. Crazy. It's insane to me. The management that stubbornly refuses to release birthday merch of former overseas. Oh, true. Because there was like an active pause for a lot of like Nichi-sanji English birthdays and anniversaries to no longer make their merch because they weren't selling out anymore. That's literally just how Nichi-sanji does it to you, huh? They just fucking, they use you up, and when your clout dries up, they fucking spit you back up. That's crazy to me. And meanwhile, Saba's not making content, and like, holy shit, bro. That's why it's a little bit concerning, you know? Because it's like, I feel like Saba would like to stream, especially on her anniversary, but it's been like, her last stream was like February, and it's like June now. It's been 4 months. It's the longest she's disappeared. Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, JP does not criticize corpos at all. They worship corpos. Yeah, no, exactly. This is what Japan really is. And people wouldn't criticize a company like at all. Exactly. No, see, and I think that kind of viewership actually, mentality actually, like, carried over to the English side of things. And to me, that sucks. I hate that. I actually unironically hate that. Because I see a lot of English people as well, especially in Hololive, also have this same mentality. They flat out refuse to criticize Hololive. They don't. It's like, what is this? And even if they do, even if there is like cause to, even if there is cause for concern about Hololive, like for example, what Mori Calliope said
when she actively went up on a fucking strike. Like what happened in Fauna, Chloe, what's his face? Fauna, Chloe, Shion, Mume, Gura, and who's the last one? Aqua. Like all graduating at around the same, at around a very close age, date range, and they all said the same thing: disagreement with management. And it's like, bro, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, I understand, like, there's a difference between starting drama and acknowledging that there's something wrong here. But people still do not want to acknowledge that there's something wrong here. Right? And I'm literally, and like, here's the thing. I criticize Hololive from a place of love. Right? Because I love Hololive. Of course I do. Like, even fucking Mac Park. I've been following Mac Park closely for a while now. And I love that shit. And, but you get immediately labeled as a fucking anti. It's such a it's such a toxic hugboxy place. I don't get it. The only negative energy that's allowed to be in that, to be in like a lot of the Hololive fan bases, is if it's directed toward outsiders. Or if it's directed towards like buddy, 4chan-y, skeptical, or like even low-key, like people with like that goes against the hug box. Like if you're that crowd, you're fucking sent away. Like heck, I'll even take it a step further. You don't have to acknowledge that something bad is happening to Hololive. But let's not pretend that there's nothing wrong going on. Let's not pretend that like at this point, right? Like you know what I mean, right? Like fucking the fact that Hololive is losing a lot of money should be cause for concern for a lot of people. You should be able to criticize your fucking company. Like, what are you doing here? I'd be willing to bet that Fubuki will get a ton of backlash. I mean, that's unfortunate what happened when she said that, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest, right? Like, I know I placed a lot of Fubuki back then too. And I still do. But even I have to question her if you still trust Hololive. Even I have to question her, what's it called? What the fuck did she say? You don't have to trust Hololive, trust me to trust Hololive or something like that. If something bad happens to Hololive, you can count on me to be the one that's gonna man the front, basically. But at this point, right, like there's cause to believe that Fubuki is all in on Hololive. That she has a lot, that her interests are aligned with Hololive, right? And that she's basically acting as like well, she's not a pseudo manager, but because of her seniority status, I feel like she's privy to a lot of things that even a lot of casual members are not privy to. Instead of 7 graduating, why not take an extended hiatus like Hachama, Shion, and Ayame? Yeah, basically, but it's clear that a lot of people wanted to leave Hololive, right? Like even the people that wanted to take up even the people that wanted to take up an affiliate status, like Amagai Ruka, and formerly Chloe, and Watson. You know? Fubuki's with... Yeah, it's been 10 decades. Fucking Fubuki's been with Hololive for 10 decades, bro. It's crazy. Well, not 10 decades. Almost 1 decade, rather. Yeah. Tyler shouldn't PR. Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah. It's not a black punkany, but it's starting to get darker. Yeah, I mean... I do think that you should be criticizing Hololive if shit goes on. Praise them. Praise them if they do something correct or if they do something wild and cool. Criticize them accordingly. You can't pull this shit, man. Like this one of like holy shit. It's like I look at these and it's like, oh my god, really? I want to leave, but reality is hard for. Wait, hey, Daikira Reinhardt. What do you mean you want to leave? Are you a Hololive member? Are you a Hololive member? Okay, assuming, let's play with the idea that you are. It will be very funny though. I want to leave, but reality is hard as an indie VTuber. That is correct. That is correct. It is hard. Life is hard as an indie. If you are an indie, rather. I think you should go indie if your goals align with what you want to make. Like for example, if your plan is to just be an idol, if you want to get on concerts, be on stage and shit like that, and you need like entire support networks for that, then yeah, true. Maybe stay in Hololive. But if what you want to do is just stream, just make money, it's like a job for you, like you just want to play video games, probably go for an indie. Go for indie status rather. Because at that point, right, like you don't have to worry about too much stuff. Yeah. Jesus. What are the chances? I mean, I'm not like, even I have to acknowledge the fact that maybe a few Hololive members actually watch my streams, right? Yeah. They just don't want to talk about it or can't talk about it. Otherwise, like, Hololive bonks them. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's a reality that I've accepted. I have to adjust this. X-Corpo buff is pretty strong. Yes, but the nerf is also fucked. Like for example, okay, I'm going to show you an example right now. This happens across everyone on the board, okay? Happens towards everyone on the board. If you become indie, you will at least, okay, at the very least, get a 50% cut on everything. Fucking everything. This happens to even Nimi Nightmare, this happens to Saba, this happens to Amagairuka, this happens to everyone. You will at least get 50%. At worst, you will get like 70 or 60. Look at this, okay? I mean, this literally, the reason why I know this is because I did a video on this. I'm going to upload it in like a week or so, right? But I basically, remember my Niji Sanji video where I talked about where they are now and the dramas that came from that, and I also like kind of talk about their numbers. Yeah, I did that, but for Hololive. I'm gonna upload it next month after like 2%. Yeah. What's his name? Karageyuroa or something like that. Oh, Kura. Sorry. Okay. 50% is fine when the company was taking 50%. That is true, but for some people, the money, it's less about the money because they already made bank being in Hololive, right? It's less about the money, but more about the views, the attention. And there's, and like, to a certain extent, I get it. Because I understand the feeling completely when you used to be like high-key super popular. And then when you go indie or when you get off that fucking pedestal, you don't get as much views anymore. Like you quote low-key fell off, or like you're a fraction of your glory days. It's like I get it. I completely get it. I've experienced those kinds of melancholic feelings. It's not enough to kill yourself, but at the same time, it's very demoralizing. Yeah. Every account in chat is actually a Hololive member staff. Sorry, but you had to find out eventually. Fuck, dude. Even mildly is a fucking glowy. Holy shit. Okay, look at this, okay? Look at these views. We're gonna ignore that because that seems like that's a new costume stuff. Look at this views, okay? It's around the 60 to 80k mark, sometimes 100k mark. Let's look at fucking Shion. Okay, well let's look at pre-graduation announcement Shion. Okay? Pre-graduation announcement Shion. Before she got the buff, okay? 100k, 300k, 200k, 600k, 200k. The cuts that you're seeing right now are over half. Over half. 200k, 200k, 300k, 400k, 300k. Yeah, these are over half. It's insane. And if you were a VTuber that averaged like 9k, 10k, and now you only get 3k, 4k, that's a lot. But it's gonna hurt your ego. Gonna miss your ego. Yeah. Holy shit. That is one of the main advantages of VTuber agency multi-channel. Yeah, no, basically. Yeah, basically, MZ. It's crazy. That's why it's important, bros. That's why it's important. She also gets more members from the overall HoloMic community, but still. Yeah,
No, I agree. This is why it's a bit of a well, that's not slippery slope is not what I wanted to do, but wanted to say, but it's basically why it's a little bit of a trade-off. Like I do think that if you are again, it's like what I said earlier. You have to like weigh your priorities and what you want to be as a content creator to decide if you want to be if you want to go indie or not. If you just want to do like Leamy Nightmare and Doobie, where you just want to do shit, you just want to stream, you just want to play games and hang out with friends, yeah, man, go ahead. Go ahead and be indie. But if you feel like you need somebody to hard wrangle you, you need organization, you want friends, or sorry, by friends I mean like you want us an established community. Yeah, no, Hololive is the way to go. Hololive should be on your like priority list when it comes to shit like that. Read Dairiki Heart's other comment. Oh shit, true. Oh no, I'm not Hololive, but I'm just guessing from the Holo Girls. Oh, imagine if he's just trying to like, imagine if he's trying to like sway me away from the notion, bro. Imagine, that would be wild. Yeah, she's not as interesting as she was in Hololive. That happens a lot. Yeah, KJ. Here's the thing. It's not that people are not as interesting or like they lose their charm or their spark when they become indie, but it's like I think a lot of people want to graduate. A lot of people want to stop watching the indie version of their Hololive Oshis because of two things. One, the community isn't there, right? What that means is that basically like your regulars that you used to see that may also be overlapping Hololive fans are not there. And the people that person is hanging out with are also no longer there too. Like, you know, if you like the Fauna, Mume, and Crony, and Bay, and Iris dynamic, if you're a fan of Council, you'll probably super miss that dynamic, and you won't see that shit happening from Fauna anymore, for example. Like, if you are a Sameko Saba fan, you miss the Takanishi Kiara collabs, you miss the fucking blah blah blah, then yeah, you're probably not gonna see that shit anymore. Yeah. And that's gonna suck. And the second one is when you're indie, you're more free to do what you want. But there's actually cases where because you're more free to do what you want, you become less creative. Here's the thing. There are certain type of creators who actually do well with restrictions and with pressure rather than with not. Like, because they're forced to be creative. They're forced to do more entertaining content. That or Hololive tells them ideas that are inherently good ideas, right? And, for example, the 3D lives too. Like, that's very much worth it. It's very interesting if you're able to do that. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of reasons. Actually, that should be a video. What's the BGM? Oh, I don't know. I just picked up, I picked up like a copyright-free BGM. I don't know what it is, to be honest. That should be a video. I'll actually maybe put that in my list. Why you don't follow your Oshis to their indies? Video idea. Yeah. Yeah. Restriction forces you to innovate. No, basically. Yeah, I agree. It's basically the entire it's basically the entire argument against Coco. Like, I can understand why a lot of people may not want to watch Coco or Kson anymore. It's because it's because in the context of Hololive, she was the free one. Everyone in Hololive is like, you know, they have to low-key play on the idol culture parts. But Coco was not that. Coco was like fucking breaking the rules and shit. Doing a lot of shit that's like not normal for people, for content that's like for a Hololive member. Right? You know what I would even like to think? I think Coco would be the type of people that would review like Okay Buddy Hololive memes. You know how crazy that is? Super crazy. Is like, do you like ESL VTubers? Of course I do. Yeah. What did Shion do? She seems cute. Oh no. We're just talking. No. We're just talking about like how people don't follow people. How fans, not all fans follow their Oshis into their PL. This is Shion's PL.
She's basically a blue cat now. Yeah. I kept up with some of that drama. Bro, I'm not gonna talk about the drama anymore because it's old. It's 1 week old. Fucking slop and shit. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Sameko Saba situation for you. Oh shit! I saw this! Okay, chat. Okay, not this, sorry. We're gonna talk about that. We are gonna talk about that. But let's talk about Face Connect for a bit. I saw this and I saw a lot of people being angry at this. I don't know why, but apparently it's something, Sheena and Cleo are privileged and they don't understand how Pipa feels or something. People were trying to make drama out of this. Probably, well, not to an extent that it's like big drama, right? It's a nothing burger. But like, I would like to see what this is all about. Yeah. If they don't follow you where you go, doesn't that mean they're not your fan in the first place and more of a fan of the company? Well, okay. Okay. Well, that is true. That is true. That does happen a lot. Well, where a lot of people won't follow a corpo accounts, a former corpo into their PL because they're more fan of the corpo more than the PL, right? And you know what? That's true. That's why for a VTuber agency, branding and trust is so important. Because if you get a person be a fan of your account, if you're a corpo and you get people, you manage to cultivate this culture where people like you, your everything around yourself and your community rather than the individual talents. That's honestly the best thing that you can do, right? But while that is true, that's not the whole truth, right? Like, it's not the whole truth because sometimes former corpos, again, like what I said earlier, just aren't that interesting anymore. You have to people have to understand that a fan is ultimately a transactional relationship, right? Once support for a creator should be transactional. You should stop being a fan of somebody if they stop creating the type of content that you like, if they develop characteristics that you personally don't like, they've changed to an extent that you don't respect, or if they're being like, or if they committed a crime or something, right? Because ultimately, that's what a healthy fan is. A healthy fan creator dynamic is ultimately transactional. If you don't, you're a fucking parasocial fuck. You're a stan, right? I'm not saying that just because you disagree with your content, with your Oshi or your content creator, doesn't mean you should unfollow them, right? Like, I think you can still watch your audience. You can still watch the people that you like, your content creator that you like, just because you disagree with them on some things, even if it's a core disagreement, right? Unlike a lot of what moral friends. Holy shit, I caught myself there. Unlike what a lot of moral friends and like a lot of these like purity testers on Twitter thinks, you are allowed to disagree with people. You are allowed to be friends with people that you disagree with, right? And anybody that tells you otherwise is probably a very weird person. But that's just how it works. I think it's very healthy if you look at it that way. I totally agree. Imagine Arisa not collating your Formoka anymore. True. Swifto side. That is what I. Yeah, true. Hi, Nico Pop. Welcome. Hello. Yeah. Simply boils down to losing interest. Yeah, no, basically. Anyway, let's watch this clip now.
Yeah.
Well, money controls life.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It controls
It
how
literally.
you...
Money controls life. I agree with that. I mean, I am poor, but okay. Look, I feel like that statement is very broad, but in a very non-specific, in a very general, in a very like good faith response to that. The answer is yes. Money, there's like a baseline for like your satisfaction and your happiness in life when it comes to money, right? Like, yeah, it's like, money doesn't give you happiness. And, that's not necessarily untrue. But, like, you need a certain amount of money to be happy in life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We're
It
talking about
controls
your
your-
mental health, and you got
Yeah.
actually
It
money.
literally controls
We're
your
talking
life.
about
If you
your-
don't
No,
have
it
money, you
doesn't.
can't buy food. If you don't have money, you don't have shelter. If you don't have money, you don't have property. If you don't have property, like, how are you gonna have a family? You can't protect
It's
them.
just as I
That's true. That is true. Yeah, exactly. There is a baseline for it. I mean, I think okay, I have not watched the discussion around this. I mean, you can look at the fucking views, right? I've not watched the discussion around this. All I know is that I saw a lot of people getting mad because people on my Discord and were telling me to. But I think a very interesting summary of this would basically just be like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Let's bring it up right now. I think it's a very fascinating discussion. I think it's a very fascinating discussion because you can know the perspective of a person that comes from a lower income family and a person that has to struggle versus a person that, maybe they still struggled, maybe they still had to work for their money, but at the same time, right? Like they came from a privileged background, they had rich parents, an Irish person where they're sheltered or something, right? Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, while that's loading because I have a fucking slow internet. Okay, there we go. We're gonna pull this up. Let's continue the clip.
said, it just allows you the space to think about the things that truly make your life meaningful.
Do you not understand this defeatist, nihilistic mentality that
How
you have
is-
put yourself
it's-
into? Because
this is just
we're talking about the
reality.
meaning of life, and you say, actually, but money.
Pipa is stating these things as objective observation. People don't understand she isn't putting money on a pedestal. She's saying the pedestal is already there. Oh, true, mildly. Yeah, no. I was about to say that. I was thinking, how do I want to wear this? But it's like, okay. To go against what Cleo and Sheena is saying, you're really like you have to think about this from a poor person's perspective or from a lower income people's perspective. If they're struggling for if they're struggling for their ends meet next month, if they're struggling for if their mind is filled with like what to put on the table tomorrow, what their children are gonna eat, what they are gonna eat, and like shit like that, they're not going to think about what will make them happy, because everything that's in their mind is just going to be what they need, how much money they need to earn to put food on the table. If a person is worrying about what they're gonna do next month, they're not going to be able to think about what they're gonna do 5 to 10 years from now. They're not gonna think about like fulfillment. They're not gonna think about like they're not gonna think about fulfillment. They're not gonna think about like their fucking retirement or whatever, right? They can't. It's literally not, they literally do not have the capacity to. Or even if they do have the capacity to do that, it's very limited. And, how do I want to say this? You really only start thinking about like your future and your happiness, what brings you joy, once you fulfill the first two needs. Which is like, if you know you are in a safe space, if you don't have to worry about food and shelter and shit like that, in the future, then that's when you can start thinking about like what you want in life, to get better, to seek help and shit like that, right? Yeah. I'm gonna reduce my model just so we can like talk about it more properly. Jesus, my fucking cat. The fucking cat is on my fucking table. That's why it's like this. I mean, you guys can see it, right? Physiological needs like breathing, food, water, shelter, and safety, health, employment, property, family, social ability. Yeah, exactly. The first two or three. I think it's the first two. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
Like, that's inherently defeatist.
Money is an important part of life. We
It's a
don't
very-
live in a utopia where everything is given to you for free. You have to work for it.
No,
You
but
have to
I
have
work
the
for it,
resources.
The working
End-all.
does not make me happier.
Money isn't the be-all, end-all.
Yeah, it's not the end all.
I mean, that's true.
That's what we're talking about. We were talking
I mean,
about like your mental health and like,
Yeah.
the meaning of life.
I
and
mean
then
that's
you-
also true where money is not the end all be all. But again, it's like mental health and fulfillment. It's like it's a thing that people can't think of when they're struggling.
your instinctual reaction is to start talking about financial
Yeah.
issues.
Because then
This
rich people
life
have
is-
crazy issues
Well, we're
with
talking
their
about-
mental health.
It's
True.
Life is
impossible to have
beyond finances.
it's
and
impossible to
value.
have a conversation
net
about
worth.
value and utility without money, right?
But we're not talking
They're synonymous.
about that. We're not talking about value. We're talking about meaning.
Okay.
Meaning doesn't have to be value. Value is not meaning.
Well, you can
By
gain
putting value in, by making value just meaning, you are missing.
It's
everything.
very utilitarian. Yeah. Okay. So I think I see why this has become a bit of a hot topic thing. Sorry, a bit of a heated topic, or like a lot of people are arguing over this. How do I want to say this? I don't disagree with what Cleo and Sheena is saying, right? Because it's true. It's true. You can't make money your entire thing, your entire purpose in life, when you get to a certain point. And when you get to a certain point, and even like when you're living, right? Like when you live, when you're like literally like live with a capital L, not surviving, living. When you're living, your entire goal should not be money. It should be the pursuit of happiness, right? But again, Pipa is talking about this from an objective POV, where you can't pursue that if you don't have the money yet. I think like they're talking about two different things, and that's why they're having a little bit of a misunderstanding. Yeah. If I'm broke, the last thing I'm thinking of is the meaning of life. No, exactly.
Think else.
Because like it's very you're going to develop a very fucked up mindset even if you're poor, if your entire goal in life is to make money. Yeah. If everything that you do has a utilitarian purpose. Like that's a very fucked up way of thinking. That's a very shallow, in my opinion, that's a very shallow and a very like materialistic way of thinking. That's why when you ask kids what they want to do when they grow up, a lot of them say, I want to be an artist. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to be like X, Y, and Z. When they say that, I'm going to guarantee you money is not the reason why they're doing it. It's not. It's the fulfillment of becoming that identity and yeah, the achievement of
I
coming from it.
disagree.
Yeah, they're just talking about two different topics, I think, and like they're failing to connect both of them together, and that's why like they're having this.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me. I
Pippa,
Genuinely or not.
Pippa,
Are you-
Pippa,
are you
I
for
genuinely
real?
think you should talk.
Are you
I
for
genuinely
real?
think you should talk to someone about
Yeah.
this who can explain it a lot better, because I am not a trained professional. Sheena's not a
Yeah.
trained professional. Chad is not a trained professional. ChatGPT is not a trained professional.
True.
So please maybe talk to someone who actually knows what they're talking.
I mean, okay. Neither are wrong, but they don't understand. Yeah, they don't understand where Pipa comes from. I think so. Though at the same time, if we're going to talk about like how, if we're going to talk about like modern, like now, I'm going to guess Pipa has a lot of money now because she's big as a content creator. So she definitely is going to be able to to deal with a lot of her like the rest of the fucking hierarchy of needs, right? She's going to be able to do this. She is going to be able to seek help. Yeah. But I think in this I think in this situation specifically, just to recap, I think like Pipa was just trying to explain the objective fact that money is like a very having money is a very important baseline before you think of everything else. In her words, yes, money is like a lot of things. It is like safety. It is like happiness. It gives you a baseline happiness rather, right? But beyond that, after that, a lot of self-actualization needs to happen, right? And that's where Sheena and Cleo's perspective starts coming into play. Again, they're yeah, see, a lot of people are even bringing it up. Yeah. Sure, she doesn't need to be railed on stream. I heard it's good for exposure. Maybe. Yeah. I can't. This an objective mind or a subjective mind? An objective-minded person, when explaining their mindset out loud, will sound nihilist, even though the negative connotation isn't there. I mean, I think that's true. I think that's true. Yes. Because, like, there's a lot of emotional reaction to... there's a lot of emotional reaction to, like, an objective perspective. Right? Like, when you say out loud what you're actively thinking, especially when if what you're thinking is, like, kind of negative. Like, okay, let's name something, for example. Right? Like, let's name like an objective fact, for example. Okay. Let's start with a very spicy one. I have objectively observed that Nijisanji fans and Hololive fans are not that different to each other in terms of like how they behave when their favorite corpo or their favorite people in those companies are getting backlash. They refuse to criticize the company to an extent that's helpful, right? Is that subjective? I would like to think it's not. I think that's objective. I think if you've been watching both dramas and how each audiences react to certain things, how feral they become, it's very easy to see that there's a similarity there. I mean, we can argue about how similar they are. We can argue about how maybe Nijisanji fans are a lot more feral. But there's a baseline ferality there. Like feralness rather. There's a baseline ferocity or feralness there that's very similar. Okay? I don't think that's inarguable. If I say that out loud, of course there's going to be an emotional reaction from a lot of people. Right? Especially if they don't necessarily understand that how I'm talking about this is not even my even if how I'm talking about that is not even my opinion. I mean, it is, right? But there are objective observations where it's not my opinion. There's going to be a lot of bad reactions from that. Yeah, it can absolutely spiral into nihilism, but that doesn't mean it's their fault. No, exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about like my recent YouTube. Okay, yeah, let's talk about my recent YouTube upload now. VTubing has become worse. Okay, is that objective or subjective? I would like to think that's subjective, right? I would like to think that's subjective. Let's change that. VTubing is no longer what VTubing is no longer what it used to be. That is objective. But if I say it like that, there's a negative connotation there that's associated with it, even though I speak it with no negative intent in mind. That's why wording is so important. Because when I say VTubing is no longer what it used to be, that could be interpreted as a bad or a good thing. But it's objective. You know what I mean? Like that's the point I'm trying to that's what I'm trying to come across here. Like wording is very important. And like that's why when we hear somebody say something, we gotta make a distinction. We gotta like how do I want to say this? We gotta like not assume things. You know what I mean? Oh, hi, FAAC Gaming. Welcome to the stream. You do good work, brother. I think Pipa is coming from the poor person hidden trauma mindset. No amount of money will be enough. The fear of being poor again will weigh her down. Oh shit! Fuck, dude, it's like the what's it called? The Gundam thing where the weight of gravity pulls me down or some shit. I mean, that's true. Double after the occasional VTuber that are now permanently gone. That is true. Okay, Cube. No, I come from the Philippines. I come from a lower income household. Okay, I'm not poor, but I'm not like. I come from a lower middle income household. That is true. That is true. The fear of being poor again will never go away. And, you know, to a certain extent, that may be why Pipa is talking about this. Yeah. Because right now, I live comfortably. But I'm not stupid enough to think that, like, this is forever. You know? This is forever, blah, blah, blah. No matter how much I save, all of it could be just taken away by the algorithm, by the audience, by whatever. Some higher power that I don't understand. Yeah. VTubing is always changing, so like everything else, so it is subjective. Exactly. Right? Exactly. Yeah. How poor were you before the whole VTubing thing? No. So we were like quote poor when I was up until like 5th grade, 6th grade. After that, that was when we started to become a little bit more middle income. Because that's when my mom got like a job overseas and like started sending us money. And you know, my first phone, I received it in like, I got my first phone when I was 7th grade, I think. 7th grade, when was that? I think that was like 2014. Yeah. Do you think VTubing is ruined by public investors the same way video games are? I think the moment anything becomes mainstream, it gets ruined, yes. Anything. Anything and everything, yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything and everything. The moment a form of entertainment is beholden to to corporations, to shareholders, to some like fucking suit of executives, right? That may or may not understand why the product works and really only wants money. Heck, it doesn't have to be like a corporate, it doesn't have to be corpos in suits. It could be like even government shit, right? The moment it loses a lot of its like heart, the moment it becomes out of the people's hands, yeah, I think that's when it gets ruined. Yeah. The mainstream always kills things. I do actually genuinely believe that. Yeah. If that fear is real, hopefully she is investing her money and not wasting it on stupid shit. I mean, you have to first realize it. Because, like, you know, this happened to me. Oh my god. Chat, this happened to me. When you're poor, or like you came from a background where you were not that well off, or like, you know, you have that, and you get like your first dip of money. Like, let's say, in US terms, let's say you earned like, let's say 50, 40k a year, and then suddenly you got hit with a job that's like 150k a year or something, right? Holy shit. Yeah, you're gonna splurge a little. You're gonna waste your time. Sorry, not your time. You're gonna waste a lot of your fucking money on shit, right? Like expensive trips, status symbols, like bags, fucking extravagant bullshit. You're gonna upgrade your house. You're gonna inflate your lifestyle, basically, right? But then, eventually, once that happens, like you got a little bit of a, like it's post-nut clarity type of thing where you start cooling down and realize, holy shit, why did I do that? Like you kind of regret it a little. That happened to me. I'm not saying my experience is objective, but I know a lot of people go through it. You know? Yeah. They won't really even think to invest in like stock markets and shit. Even if they know that they should. Because like, 2024 was probably my most profitable year ever. I will not have a year like 2024 ever again. But at the same time, oh boy, I spent my fucking money on Japan trips. I spent my money on fucking on fucking going to China, on fucking upgrading my lifestyle. And now I basically returned to the lifestyle that I used to know because I realized that was a mistake. And back then, chat, by the way, back then I knew that was a mistake. I knew that I should not inflate my lifestyle. I knew that I should not be spending my shit on trips, right? But I did for some reason. I did. Finally, an air fryer of my own. True. And ironically banned the stock market. I think I do have that very controversial opinion, yes. I do think that you should unironically ban the stock market. I feel like that fucking thing, that does not hold... The stock... Yeah, I think we all know that the stock market, right? Only like the top 1%, only the top 1% of people holds 90% or 95 or 90, like a very high percentage of the power in the stock market. I think we all know this, right? Yeah. The stock market is not indicative of a fucking country's health, financial health, or economical health. It's not indicative of how rich people are or how wealthy people are or blah 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 blah. And it's definitely not serving the public. As much as how much people try to trout that, I feel like if we've seen enough of how banks, corporations, and like shit like that, and even like the government to a certain extent, control the stock market, yeah, the people have very much power there. Of course, Dian, there's no harm in the trip, right? I mean, yeah. I feel, what I meant to say in the whole thing about my tirade about like, when you're poor, you experience this shit is that, in PH terms, or where I come from, it's called tagaw. Where something is so new, you can't help but indulge yourself in it. It's very normal, yeah. I would like to think when Pipa got their first load of money, she probably spent it a lot on like, you know, extravagant things, but then she probably started to cool down afterwards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The moron masses are ravenous for cultures to tear apart and consume like zombies. See, that's like the very interesting debate, right? Or not debate, discussion. Is the fact that we have developed this very feral consumer mindset where we have to fucking consume slop, where we have to like, you know, for example, in TikTok, where this rampant, unchecked consumerism, is that our fault? Is that human nature? Or is it because of like corporations, like egging us to become that way? Like grooming us from childhood to become that way? Maybe it's like similar, or maybe there's a correlation there, right? Where maybe it is human nature, but like corporations enabled it, or like goaded it out of us. But we have to see, I suppose. If I had more money, I could do more than just worry about rent and gasoline. Yeah, true. Thankfully, yeah. Money controls the world. You can debate the morality of that fact, but it is in fact a fact. It is true. Yep, exactly. So yeah, my closing sentiments again in this whole clip is I think they're just talking about two different things and they're not connecting. Let's see the comments though. Pipa is 1000% in the right here. Not to be that guy, but the levels of privilege here are carcinogenic. Money is that important. If you're not out here shaming people for valuing it, I genuinely believe you're an idiot. Have you ever been short of a utility bill? Have you ever had to skip meals because you simply can't afford it? Wondered where you're going to sleep that night? Money is food, water, shelter, and safety. Hey, that's what I said! To tell someone they should go see a therapist because they believe money is vital to happy is insane. I don't think that's necessarily what Sheena and Cleo is talking about. But, yeah. For once, I'm actually seeing an interesting debate within the VTuber community that isn't just about money. That isn't just about drama, rather. If you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, financial security is a fundamental requirement. You need money to feel safe and stable, but beyond that come love and belonging, self-esteem, and ultimately self-actualization. Yes, we have this here. So I don't think Pipa is entirely wrong. I see. Oh, somebody that's like actually on Cleo's side. Wow. So it actually is like tearing the community apart. Well, not I say that as if it's like fucking like drama where Cleo and Sheena and Peepa are not friends anymore or some shit, right? But goddamn. Oh, hi, Pandora. Welcome. Corporations privatized basic needs to sell back to. Oh, fuck that, bro. Yeah, I know. I see. I see. I see. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! True. Alright. I guess that's that drama. Alright. Let's talk about the next one, okay? I'm gonna preload this shit because I know how my browser needs like my browser is cooked. Like I actually unironically need to preload a lot of my tabs that way like I don't get fucked in the ass. Anyway, look at this shit, okay? There is no bigger flex as a VTuber fan than having your Oshi literally show up at your and sing at your wedding, is what I tweeted. I didn't realize it almost got 40k views now. That's kind of huge. But yeah, the entire thing is that this person, Dean Beksinski, has a wedding and is a long-time viewer of Panko. A very, very long-time viewer of Panko, and he's getting married. And Panko is actually flat out singing at their wedding for free. JK, no hiring needed. I'm doing this for my free. I love my married fans. It's crazy. Dude. Imagine, right? Look, that's the ultimate flex, bro. Oh, he's even here. My Kamiyoshi's gonna sing at our wedding. I'm so blessed. Thank you for doing this, Panko. Dude, imagine fucking Suisei comes into my fucking wedding. Not that I'm gonna ever have one because I'm fucking gonna be lonely for the rest of my life. I'm gonna kill myself before 30. Imagine fucking Suisei comes to my fucking wedding. That would be crazy. Panko singing at her 2 long-term viewers' wedding. Oh shit, right on time? Fucking, oh god, that's crazy. It's so cute. Yeah, look, dude. It's unironically like one of the best things you can probably give to a long-time supporter too. Right? To a long-time supporter. Hey, you know, chat, like I'm just gonna tell you straight up right now. Straight up. If anybody wants like a voice line from me, a recording from me, like maybe like oh god, actually no, that's so egotistical. I'm so retarded for even suggesting that. Sorry. No, never mind. Never mind. Ignore me. But it's crazy work, bro. Panko tearing up at the end of the. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's watch.
I can't believe it. It feels so surreal. Thank you so much for doing this, Panko. We are so grateful.
Oh, it's his first Akasupa. Nice.
Man, thank you so much for supporting me all these years. Really, really, it means like the world to me. It means the world. And I know you've gone through a lot.
IDK why they don't put Oshi sing at your wedding
came back
as a birthday service.
Before, and I'm so proud of you for that.
True. True. I wonder why they don't do that. Yeah. You can make a lot of money from that.
That's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I don't want to cry today. I'm sorry. But I'm actually so happy for you guys. So, yeah. Thank you so much for your support.
Eddie-ful, we're gonna look at that later.
I'm so grateful. So grateful to have you.
Aww.
And so grateful for I'm sorry. Words just can't come out of my mouth right now. I'm just so emotional. This is a very important time of your life. I wanted to try and be professional and be like, wait, bye-bye, end of the stream. I'm not gonna cry, but I did have to cry a little bit, huh? It did have to happen, huh? Whatever.
Huh.
I'm the most unprofessional wedding singer on earth. It's okay.
Cute.
the most emotional wedding singer. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Dean. And you didn't have to send me all these money. Please keep your money safe. Okay?
True. I still would though.
Okay, everybody. Now, actually, I'm gonna go, or I will just freaking bawl my eyes out here. I don't want to do that. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean Wifey. Thank you, Dean Junior. Thank you, guests. Thank you, Ringos. And
Ringos.
bye-bye.
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 You know, it would actually be like a banger service as a VTuber if they actually do get to sing on your shit. I imagine that a lot of people have to pay a lot of money to get their Oshis to do that. But I think that really only applies for like big people. Like for example, if you get Bao, if you get Amalie, if you get Mori Calliope, okay, maybe not Mori Calliope because she's a corpo VTuber, like a Hololive VTuber, probably. Maybe Demon Dice, okay? Let's use Demon Dice. I'm sure these people will probably like ask for a lot of money when they do. Okay, maybe not a lot, but they will probably ask for like some kind of compensation if like a person basically just asks to be to come to their wedding or some bullshit like that, right? But if your VTuber, if your favorite VTuber is a 2-view or a 3-view or is in a small corpo, they'll probably accept it, and it's probably going to be for free, right? This is the advantage of having a small corpo or a small indie. Yeah, we have to think of this as like a strap. Mint. I mean, actually, to be fair, it also probably might depend on who that person is and like who the person is getting married. Like if the person is getting, like if a Bao fan is getting married and that fan is a long time viewer and whale of Bao the Whale or of Amalie is probably gonna do it for free. Bao's probably gonna do it for free just to make the viewer happy, you know, for the support and shit. Yeah, I can see that happening. I genuinely can see that happening. Yeah. I want Mint to sing break stuff if I have a wedding. Oh shit. Charo. You know what? Okay, actually, wait. Dean responded to me. When I said this, Dean responded this saying, it feels surreal, but she offered to sing at our wedding and we gratefully accepted. We even joked about asking her while we were doing the wedding planning, but we didn't think Sakana would approve, so we never asked. Dude. Base, dude. And I told him, right? I told him, you're goated. I wish you a long, happy, and prosperous marriage with your wife. Yeah, it's base, dude. I think Sakana is very chill. I think like shit like this, yeah, no, 100% he'll approve it, right? He'll approve it. Yeah. It's very cool when this shit happens. I'd like to see more of this. I really do. It's so wholesome. I think like FaZe Connect has been like FaZe Connect took an L somewhere in the start of this year, you know, with the whole Kaminari Clara fucking jelly situation, right? Like they handled that very wrong, I would like to think. But I think with FaZeCon being like the success that it is, and then this happening, it's like, yeah, no, they're fine. They're, you know, this is why like all it takes to resolve one L is to have like 2 or 3 W's. You know? Even V Shoujo did that. V Shoujo is very familiar about this concept. And it's a good thing. It's a very, very, very good thing. Ew, men getting married and being happy? Ugh. I mean, okay, to be fair, I don't think Bao would say that, right? Like, I think fucking, like, Bao would probably joke and meme about how she's still single and shit like that. And, like, how, like, you know, the viewer is gonna leave them or some shit. Probably make memes about how NTR and stuff like that. But, maybe. Yeah. If you think about it, Sakura is basically what people used to think of Yago was like back in the day. I mean, here's the thing. Yago was like that, though. Part of the reason why people loved Yago in 2020, 2021, and even before then, is because Yago was so down to earth. Yago was actively engaging with the community, actively listened to people, actually had deep conversations with the talents as they graduated, actually addressed people's concerns full front. He doesn't do that anymore. And you know, he can't do that. Okay, sorry. He can't do that anymore. That's the thing. He can't. Because he has to answer to people now. You know, there's fucking, there's shareholders to answer to and shit. Fucking shareholders. FaZe's biggest controversy, extremely small compared to every other corpo. Not wrong, not wrong. Not wrong, yeah. I am very much afraid of the prospect of FaZe Connect becoming big enough where they need to get public, though. That's probably gonna happen in like... That's probably not gonna happen as it is right now. Probably in maybe 5 years or something, but... Yeah. 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 So in relation to like Panko and like Dean's marriage, yeah, dude, this is very base. This is very awesome. I hope you guys get happy. Shit like this is actually very heartwarming to me too. I get very happy. It's like this is like the kind of magic that I would like to see VTubing accomplish, right? Small communities, and I mean even not small communities actually, like communities of people just doing this shit. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. Yeah. All the talents have stated. Oh shit, they did that. I'm a bit lost when it comes to that. I have not really. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really watched a lot of Phase Connect clips in a while. Sorry, Phase Connect streams in a while. I've really only watched clips these days. Yeah. And speaking of clips, it's time to understand. Speaking of clips, it's time to watch this one now. Faces Connect's Growing Pains. Apparently this was when this is the actual fucking clip where Leah talked about wait, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. To people that has watched this is the clip where Leah talked about like the harsh beginnings of Face Connect, right? Right? I think so. It should be. Pipa and Iris stated that back in 2024 if a worst case scenario. I mean, they saw what fucking Nijisanji and Hololive, what happened to Nijisanji and Hololive, bro. Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to know about the Gen 1 Exodus?
Oh
was
shit!
It all 7 or 4? It was 5 of us because at the time, JP wasn't being supported at all. We didn't really have the means to support Nasa and Michiru in the way that
I think, yeah. I think there is an extent where it's kind of weird for Sakana to release a JP branch and not have it get pushed, or if it did get pushed, it's like it's not all that effective. Because I think I don't even know anyone from Phase JP aside from Clara. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, we've looked at their names together, right? Like in terms of being a Phase Connect fan, I'm more of a casual Phase Connect fan.
that they needed as members of the company, which was obviously extremely frustrating for them. So when the mass exodus thing came, like at that point, Tanasa and Michiru, it was like they kind of just didn't care whatever happened because it's not like they were being taken care of in the first place. So it's like, why would they care at all? I mean, you guys know this. It used to be like a very hot topic of conversation about Phase back in the day. That like, why would you guys even have JPs if you can't support them? And like, as
True.
VTN members, we felt terrible because like there was so much we wanted to do for them, but there was like restrictions with the type of content that you can do out of Japan. So it made like certain things really difficult. Like if we all wanted to play a game together, they would need perms, or at least we thought they would need perms, but like we wouldn't, type of a thing. And now
Sakana wanted a JP branch because it would give him legitimacy. It was part of a LARP. I see. Yeah, that's definitely a LARP.
navigating that, and also we didn't really have too many staff members that could talk with them directly. And I mean, it was just the 7 of us, and it's not like, you know, Pippa or me can like have at length conversations with them, so they felt really excluded for the longest time. But that's kind of why Mirari became a thing, and that's why like we have Phase JP Kaleido expanding so they can have like more people to interact with them, more support. We've got like
Who was the manager that like saved them?
a Japanese branch, like a dedicated Japanese manager these days. So while it's hard for us to like properly expand out there, we do have a lot of good supports for them and people that know how to navigate this. So I hope that like that's given them some reassurance. It's definitely helped them come out of their shell a lot more too.
That's good.
I think like we weren't crazy close until like maybe like 2 years ago, even like talking at length with each other, besides like passing collaborations for one reason or another. Yeah, I feel like within the past 2 years we've become really close, and it feels like we're a cohesive unit for the first time.
That's cool. It's honestly impressive that Phase didn't implode under sheer incompetence. Well, I think a lot of agencies do that though. I think a lot of VTuber agencies, especially if they're small, go through that like that wall. Let's call it a wall, right? Where they struggle at one or multiple things. They make a lot of like early mistakes, like very like growing pain mistakes, and then it's a trial by fire. If they pass it, it's going to be smooth sailing from there on. Because if they learn from their mistakes, then they presumably patched it up and they know how to deal with them, and they're able to catch a lightning in a bottle rather. Especially if they just became popular, right? But as it is, as a statistic, as statistics go, most agencies don't, because most companies and most businesses don't really succeed going through that hurdle, they fail. The same case happens to agencies, yeah. It helps that Sakana is an actual, yeah.
In the beginning, we tried our best, but I think the language barrier really defeated us on both ends. And there's not much we can do about it. I know, like, we used to ask, like, really aggressively, like, oh, can we get, like, Japanese lessons, like, in-house, like, you know, to talk with them more, but, you know, funding and certain things, it just wasn't possible for us. Gen 1 Exodus, I mean, it basically boiled down to, like, when we debuted, you know, like, you watch VTuber debuts, even from, like, new companies, right? Like,
Yeah.
Prism Project is a great example, and they have
Idle Corp. Idle Corp. Face existing today is kind of an argument that we should give black companies a chance to improve. I mean, yeah. I'd say maybe not black companies, but you know. Oh shit, tacos, burritos. Thank you. Go wild in the kickstream chat. I don't care. Let's go.
had their debuts. They were awesome. They were polished and they had beautiful assets.
Fishman was
and they
adaptable
had,
for
like,
sure,
a million
yeah.
nice things, and it was all custom, and it felt very nice, and it felt like, you know, there was like money put into it, and they put on like a nice production. When Gen 1 debuted, we had to make
I also think that a lot of VTubers have a lot of unreasonable requests from a small corpo. Because I have seen a lot of small corpo VTubers ask for the kind of support that Hololive gets. But like, that's not reasonable. You know, that's not reasonable. You can't expect that kind of support, that kind of infrastructure or blah, blah, blah from a small corpo. You really can't. A small corpo isn't going to be able to put you in cons. I mean, they can, but like, it's going to be hard for them. It's going to cost a lot of money. A small corpo you cannot expect a small corpo to give you an entire new costume if financially they're not doing well, or it's not like, let's say, a donathon or subathon reward or a reward in some sort of way. A small corpo cannot provide you with a lot of things. They can, and in Leia's case, right? Like in FaceConnect's case, they definitely cannot fucking provide you with fucking an in-house goddamn Japanese lessons, right? Unless that's something Sakana promised them when they came. But like they can't promise you that. They can't give you that. Like we have to temper anyone that's joining a small corpo should temper their expectations, right? Yeah.
own assets. Quotation marks. I've never worked Photoshop a day in my life. When we debuted, all of our assets were made by ourselves in like Canva. Yeah, Sakana made Uraka's. Min's did my background, but all of like my...
Also expect this from a lot of small corpos too. In terms of assets and in terms of like doing the clipping and a lot of this shit, expect a lot of it to do. Expect to do it yourself. I think a corpo should give you the tools to be able to do it yourself to make it easier, but they can't provide you with one or big thing full blown, right? Yeah.
My graphics and stuff, they were all done by me. We used to have Phase Weekly back in the day, and with
Yep.
Phase Weekly, we would have to go through we would get assigned, right? Like, okay, Leah, you're gonna do Phase Weekly this week. And they'd be like, okay, so now you have to go through all 7 people's streams for the week and find timestamps to make like a half-hour long video, and you have to edit it all together by yourself and then do a stream for it.
That's kind of fucked up, to be fair. To be fair, that's kind of fucked up. You know, that's to a certain extent, that's like making your fucking workers do things they didn't need to do for like very little reward, you know?
like clips and stuff of it on a drive somewhere in my room. It was terrible. I used to be so stressed about it all the time. Yeah, 25 hours of streams just to make like a 30-minute clip. It was insane. And you know, like we didn't have like any support at all within the company. I mean, Sakuna and Godita, they did their best for us, but there's only so much they can do, right? So it was really frustrating, and we just the support that we thought we were going to get when we came into the company, we didn't have it, and it was really frustrating to us. And so that was like a big part of why we were like, okay, we're gonna leave, because we could just be treated better literally anywhere else. I remember like it was really frustrating for Gen 1 watching Gen 2 come together, because everything looked so good for them, and we felt so jealous of
Okay, gotcha. This is basically the Gen 1 and Gen 2 thing from I guess this is like a corpo thing, huh? Like this is something that you don't feel unless you're in a VTuber corpo setting, because this is exactly the kind of feeling that Gen 2 and Gen 1 talked about in Hololive. Like when Gen 3 came out and they had this like sense of like unity, and it felt like they were properly more cohesive. And I don't recall if they said Gen 3 was more managed properly, but they definitely were more organized. Yeah. They felt like a tinge of envy from that, yeah.
How great everything looked, and it was like I remember it was like 2 days before my debut, Tenma came to me and she was like, Leah, do you have a video for your debut? And I was like, no, I don't know how to do edits for videos at all. Like I don't know how to do that, so I'm not gonna have one. And she offered to make
So at the same time, like these struggles actually help give you skills for future like content creation, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that people should do this, and that any VTuber agencies should be expecting to do all of this for their fucking VTuber, right? But at the same time, it's like, struggle, create strong men, you know?
my entire debut video. So Tenma made the graphics for it. I did the voiceover and the scripting, and it was very much like a, you know, it was really sweet of her, but it was just us. We didn't have all these like grand stuff. And I remember we were so jealous of them. All this time later, like, you know, everyone gets jealous of like the new kids, right? Like, I'm sure Gen 2 felt this way seeing Gen 3 and Kaleido, and that's just normal. It just happens, right? But I think with FaZe Connect specifically, it's very much like you can tell how much the company has grown and how far we've come with every debut like we have, because each one is just so much better. And we literally started from absolutely nothing, you know. Go watch my debut and compare it to like literally any of the more recent ones. And I think that shows like it's a cool to like look back on, right? At what point did you believe the FaZe Connect had a future and was good for the company? Oh, and was a good company to work for. Not until like 2000.
I see. In Hololive Gamer first or Gen 3? It was Gamer.
23. I was kind of just around because I didn't have any other option.
I see.
I really liked VTubing too.
I see.
I really liked VTubing, but I just didn't know that FaZe Connect was necessarily where I wanted to be, because, you know, things were kind of terrible. But I was like, it's the best I can do right now. I mean, Pippa's even mentioned that we were sending in auditions to other companies while being in FaZe Connect within the first year. So, but eventually we were like, damn, this place is actually kind of good. Like,
I think if you're any small corpo setting, I think you should still do that. You know? Send out auditions to Hololive, maybe? If you're a small corpo, send out auditions to FaZe Connect too, maybe?
we're getting our shit together. And now, when I leave? Fuck no. Anyways, how long did you expect FaZe Connect to last in the beginning? I think around the time that, like, some other company...
Most VTuber agencies collapse under 3 years. Under 3 years. 2 years, even. If any company lasts more than 3 years, that to me is, interesting.
Started to go under or have like big implosions, I was like, no, FaZe is done for. So like back in like 2022,
FaZe is done.
I was like, FaZe is done, man.
Is done.
Is done. we're all gonna be unemployed. Let's all have panic attacks and kill each other. It didn't happen though. Unfortunately, we're still here. Unfortunately, we are like one of the only companies to have an entire first gen stay together, which is really cool.
True, that is really cool.
We have graduation in 2 weeks. Oh shit, did I leak that? Who's graduating in 2 weeks? No, I mean, you didn't hear it from me, okay? You didn't hear it from me, but, oh, don't even joke. I'm sorry. Being so long and
That's kind of scary. Okay. That's probably a joke, though.
Of the day. Who was it? What would they do? I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
People suck at running companies. Well, it also doesn't help that like VTuber agencies are not your typical company. Like any person with a traditional business experience is probably still gonna struggle with VTubing because there's just a lot of norms here that's not normal. There's a lot of shit that happens here that is weird. You know, that's not cool. That's kind of oof. Yeah.
But
like for example, commercial rights and streaming rights. How the YouTube ecosystem are. The volatility of artists, how fans behave. Riggers too, not just artists. How a lot of the girls, which is supposed to be your product, are defective. Defective, by the way. I mean, they're mentally ill. And how like they cross out all sorts of professionalism and reason when they're, you know, they're in a bad mood or or things are not going their way or some bullshit, right? Like I think a lot of like people with traditional background experience will value order, but the thing about VTubing is that no matter, in an agency setting especially, no matter how you want to establish order, there will still be chaos. There will be. Yeah. Because that's just how VTubing is. And that's why I like it, you know, low key.
Was ever a clutch moment where someone pulled through on something that we really needed done? I think it would be the stuff that Dizzy and Lumi do. They're kind of like always pulling these like clutch moves, right? It's happened a couple times, but I mean, think of, like,
wasn't Dizzy? I forgot if it was Dizzy that was like the former manager. That was Dizzy, right? I think so.
They're very reliable people, very
I keep forgetting it was one other person. I think it was Dizzy. Yeah.
Capable people. So, yeah. And that's why the invaders are so cool, right? Any clutch moments on your end? Oh yeah. Today, I woke up only 15 minutes late and made it for the end of the meeting, and that was really clutch.
Okay.
Were you ever planning on jumping ship while being in phase? Yup. Many a time. Yep. So many times. And then when the place...
I can guarantee you right now, chat, every single small corpo VTuber and even mediocre corpo VTuber has thought of leaving their agency.
Everyone hit you with the, well, you're already like Leah from FaZe Connect, so no, we can't take you. And it's like, oh, well, okay. Do you think the company was in a good spot when Gen 2 was being planned, or do you think the company was in implosion status? I personally have always felt like Gen 2 came way too early into the cycle of us figuring our shit out, and it was a little bit irresponsible to take on these new girls in the midst of like the company readjusting, because we did not have shit figured out when they came on. And I think that like the fact that Gen 2 has their own horror stories is just like proving my point. I've always felt like that. I felt like it was unfair to drag them in because, you know, they're girls.
It's weeb culture, it's streaming culture, it's idol culture. Yeah, true that. Yeah. Like, VTubing as a business will always have those kind of struggles.
That have, like, these big dreams and these big aspirations.
It's a blend of multiple things. That's why it's such a struggle, rather.
And we just weren't in a place to do
shit.
That after, you know, everything that Gen 1 went through. But I mean, they were there already, and the most that we could do is just try to be there and support them. And I'm glad that things worked out, and I'm glad that they all stuck around too, because Gen 2 doesn't have any graduations because they're a fucking baller as well. But yeah, I mean, they had a lot more than we did, but I didn't feel like it was fair to drag other girls into the mess that we were dealing with at the time. Yeah, I know. Sakane was fighting with them like crazy back then because of all this like stuff that was going on.
Okay.
I feel like if you're going to expand, you have to be in a place to support the people that you're expanding with. You know, like the VTuber industry is like overall like
That's true, but at the same time, there's also cause to expand even without that, right? In general, right? Okay, this is why again traditional business instinct will always fail in VTubing at the same time, because like it's wise to put the cart without the it's wise to put up the horse first before building the cart, right? But at the same time, you won't know what infrastructure you need until you expand. And there are actually cases where expanding, adding a new gen, will actually create the structure instead of needing it. Right? Especially if it's a business. You know? If it's a business like VTubing, there's just a lot of things. Right? There's just a lot of things that could go wrong or go right as a VTuber company that's very luck and algorithm reliant that you won't know you need until it happens to you. Right? I'm sure even Hololive has like a lot of surprises, even after they figured out like how to catch the lightning in a bottle, right? Like how to catch an algorithmic success when they see it, how to capitalize on trends and memes and shit like that. I'm sure they still get surprised and that they're only learning shit until it happens to them or after they've expanded. It's just a very weird business in general. Yeah. By the way, your internet seems to be bugging because the video itself keeps stuttering on our end, but you aren't. Wait, really? My shit is okay. My frame rates are fine.
It can be pretty rough because you'll have a bunch of people that will take advantage of young girls with big dreams. And, you know, as like the streamer, the talent, you're entrusting these dreams to someone and hoping that you'll be taken care of fairly. And not everybody is equipped to treat people well when it comes to that. I don't think that Face Connect at the time was equipped to treat the girls well at all. And yeah, and I hear about Gen 2's stories, and like I remember like when I met them, you know, for the first time, hearing like the stuff that they had gone through, like I felt horrible. You know,
it's just a thing that happens in any VTuber agency, to be honest. Yeah,
it doesn't have anything to do with like Gen 1's feelings about it. We just wanted to make sure that if we were
serendipity. Wait, TC person, serendipity is not doing well. Where'd you get that? Can you link that to me, like in the chat or in the Discord? I'm curious. Is that true? Who said that? The fucking Serendipity is not happening until like July, like the 3rd of July or something, like Anime Expo. Is that true? Did the Hololive talent say that? It isn't sold out. Oh, I mean it's gonna sell out eventually. Yeah, it's gonna sell out eventually. It's fine. Yeah, we still have like a week.
Going to take on more talent, so we were in a reasonable spot. But like Gen 1 had just like around the time that Gen 2
it's probably a you thing, I think. Yeah.
Into the company was like right after Gen 1 like had like our mutiny era, right? Like it was like a month later, and we were like are we really in a spot where we can do this right now? Because like we're still unhappy, like
yeah,
you know? So glad that things all worked out, but I just my heart definitely broke for them at the time. You know, there's a lot of complicated emotions, but I don't like dragging other people into unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, I think like Matara Khan's like advice when it comes to this shit is still holds true. Like if you feel like you want to leave an agency, give 100% of like everything. That way you can know that you did your best and see if you'll do well. Right? Because either way, it's a good thing. It's a good thing if it'll do well for you. Right? Because for example, if you don't pop off, despite giving everything, then that means maybe content creation is not for you. Maybe now is not the right time. Maybe there's a lot of things that you could get if you don't do well. It's up to the individual circumstance. But if you do well, like let's say you do pop off, then the agency is gonna have to force to like bend around your pop off. And if you want to leave after the agency did that for you, assuming the agency did that for you, that means that you have the skill, you have the talent, you can make it outside of outside an agency setting. Right? Like that's why I think that's how it works.
Get older, and all of these new girls come in.
Flicker?
So
Really? It's a me thing?
I'm grateful that they're all still around, and I'm grateful they stuck it out, and I'm grateful that things are so much better and they're having better times. But yeah, at the time we were just like very worried about them because things were not good. It's always a learning curve, but yeah, I feel like it's okay if we were the experimental ones, but Gen 2, they should have, yeah, because they were supposed to be like the idols, you know, like the idol gen.
Yeah.
And, you know, we should have done much more for them if that was the case, but with our situation, it was a bit difficult. Is Sakuna overextending now? No. The talents, we won't let him at all. No, every time.
Held hostage.
Yeah, we should expand. Like, nope, absolutely not. That's why, like, every time you guys are like, it's a new gen.
You would like to think, is that something that they did to Sakana when Sakana wanted to do FaceCon? One has to wonder.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Not a new gen. Like, the other talents will not let that happen. Not because we don't want new girls, but because, like, we have a lot of girls and we don't have that many managers. Like, you know, that's like a thing you guys know. We do not have that many managers working in the company at all. And the managers that we do have, like, it's too much work for them. They're constantly dying. They're constantly, you know,
lol.
And like the talents, we're pretty much like managing ourselves still to this day with a lot of stuff. But yeah, and until we can get more staff, we can't get more talents. Shout out to the staff. They're the goats, especially like going from FaceCon and, you know, doing all of the work at FaceCon and then immediately having to come back and do like all the talent stuff like Gen 1 anniversary. It was crazy. I had a meeting with Cece this morning and she doesn't even have a voice. Like, I felt so bad.
With
like,
I didn't hear the name. With who?
I had a meeting with Cece this morning and she doesn't even have a voice. Like, I felt so bad. You know, like, we have a billion things that need to get done, so like the work can't stop. But it's like, I wish that there was like a day off for the managers because they really need it. It's slow and it's steady. I think that Sakuna being super selective with the staff that he brings on is smart because all of our managers are really good managers. It's just we need more, but he's also got a really good eye for who he hires. Like,
yeah, it's a very careful process, and it's also like choosing managers for a VTuber agency is also a very unique circumstance because there's like multiple types of managers, right? Cece, one of the new managers. Yeah, no, I know. Sorry. There's like three types of managers, or more, maybe even more that I'm not recognizing. One manager is the type of manager that's like that's able to like emotionally connect with the talents and the staff, right? Like, let's say it's more of a, like the an emotional supporty kind of manager, and there's the manager that's like that's more like ideas oriented, where do you talk to them more so to bounce off of ideas, to see what they think of X, Y, and Z. These are the type of managers that are very like creative, like, right? Like, and then there's another manager where they're statistics oriented, where they're gonna help you plan shit out. They're gonna help you understand your analytics, what you should do, and like orient yourself to like a more orderly and consistent schedule and shit like that, right? Like, there's three types, and depending on the circumstance of the agency and what they need, it's very hard to choose managers and select them based off of that alone. Yeah, it's a very fascinating dynamic. It really is.
Just looking at everyone in the company, you know.
And to a certain extent, the perfect manager is a bit of all three. But if you don't, making all three of that work together is excellent. Yeah.
We're managers in talents. Like, he's got a good eye for it, but we need more managers.
Yeah.
change anything about my first year, what would it be? Everything.
I see.
If Sakuna quit FaZe, if he ever sold the company off, I'd leave. If Sakuna sold off the
Oh
company and
shit!
left, I
It's
would
literally Leah. Hey, yo. Guy in the chat that said Leah and FaZe girls did that. That's here.
leave too. I wouldn't even think twice about it. No, it doesn't matter how good things get, and it doesn't matter like what happens. If Sakuna ever let the money win and walked out on us, I would leave the company and I would hold a grudge against him for the rest of my life. Fuck, I fucked up my chat again. Hold on. Fuck, dude, I should not
Base,
be a
dude.
YouTuber. Dude, somebody should kick me out of this damn company. No, wait, actually, don't do that. I need this job. I need this job. I really need this job. I need this job so bad. I'm so sorry. I really need this job.
Base, dude.
Please don't kick me out.
I wonder what's Leah's numbers? I want to see. Base, dude. Base. Hell yeah, buddy. Hell yeah. What's her streaming numbers is like? Oh, she gets like roughly the same kind of viewership I do. I see. Like somewhere in the 200 to 400 mark. Interesting. I see. Well, that's the walkout story for us. Interesting. And I think that's gonna be it for tonight, chat. Or for today, rather. Yeah. I think that's it for today. I have a lot of stuff to deal with. I have a lot of stuff that I need to deal with, rather, too. That's gonna be it. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Okay, never mind. Yep. That's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you for coming into the chat and for the super chats. Oh, and Twitch people, Twitter people, Kick people, thank you for coming. I see your chats, bros. I see you guys. Don't worry. Yeah. And we'll have to see. We'll have to look at what happens for the Saba situation. And I'm very excited too for Serendipity. Yep. And again, my video uploads literally in fucking 10 hours from now. 10 hours from now. So I'm gonna hope that you guys are gonna watch it. I hope I don't get shadow banned. We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm already expecting it. I'm already gonna see what happens. Anyway, bye-bye, chat. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Shout out for her for being so open about this, right? Base, dude. Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you all for everything. I say that as if I'm gonna kill myself. Holy shit. Bye-bye.